Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast. Sit down and buckle up for an enlightening ride through everything cryptid, creepy, and paranormal.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It's Golden J. I'm hanging out with the Rocker Chic and J-Dub. And I'm a little sad.
Why?
Because Clowntober's over.
No.
We had so much fun doing Clowntober.
It'll be all right. Walk it off.
Rub a little dirt on it.
All right, start over.
It is Golden J, hanging out with
The Rocker Chic
and
J-Dub.
And welcome to the United States of Paranormal.
I didn't mess it up that time.
Oh man, we got a ton of things to get to. It's been crazy. Want to thank everybody for all the feedback on Cloudtober. We had a lot of fun. Lance reached out and said he didn't mean to, make sad. He was just, he went back and looked over. He was listening to the episode with the movies, and you were saying how sad you were, and he's like, didn't mean to make her sad. Because I even went back and thought about it. I was like, maybe I was just nitpicking a little bit. Go check out Lance on his new podcast. It's the Puck Yeah podcast on the Seasons in Hell Network on Golden Mojo Entertainment. And I got a bunch of things to get to, but let's start out. How you guys doing? We pretty much spent the fucking weekend together this last weekend.
Yes, we did.
Which is, not really unnormal, but it was a little more than we normally see each other. So
Yeah. So how'd you like your surprise?
I love my surprise. That's right, guys. If you don't know, for the Para Unity weekend, which is, we're recording a little ahead of schedule here, but we were at Para Unity this last weekend, and the straw man made his way from West Virginia to come down and see us at Para Unity. How fucking great is that?
Yeah, it's so cool.
And so we pretty much got to spend the weekend with him and Dakota, and we hung out with them on Friday night where I got my surprise at the Mexican restaurant. They come down to Peru to the con, and then come over to the house then afterwards, and we hung out, and me and Mason can talk football, and I think we talked a lot of football.
You did.
Yeah, so it was just fun hanging out with him, getting to actually meet him face to face, because we've done shows with him via Zoom and Riverside, but to be able to be physically right next to him, that boy is way taller than I anticipated. But yes, it was amazing, and I hope they had a good weekend in our little town over here. I know that we tried to keep them busy and kind of give them some ideas of things to do. I haven't heard from him whether they went down and did the Winona walk or not, but Mason, Dakota, thank you for making the trek out, and enjoyed 100% our time hanging out. So
That was the hardest secret to keep, too.
You gotta hand it to your girl Lindsay. She wouldn't give it up either.
Nope.
She kept her cool. She told me she knew. Mm-hmm. She kept her cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I had to keep my poker face when you came in my office and you're like, Mason's coming to town, isn't he? I was like, no. No, he's not.
I was trying to work out because she'd been telling me for weeks that she had a surprise for me, and I was trying to figure it all out. And that would be the big thing. The big surprise would be that somebody was coming to visit, or we get to meet somebody at the con that, you know, we worked with Brad Ferris, and I thought maybe he knew somebody and was going to bring him over to the booth or something like that. You know, I thought maybe that was an option and all that too. But no, that was a much better surprise than say meeting Chris Williams. By the way, there was no big headliners like that at the Unity. We did have a good time. We met a lot of really cool people.
We met a listener.
We did, which was really crazy. It was really cool. I mean, I could have packed up and went home right then. Because,
You said you would.
yeah, we met somebody who we had no idea who they are. Did you catch his name?
No.
Okay.
He signed up for the raffle, though.
He's in the raffle. Okay. Well, we already, when this episode comes out, we've already done the raffle.
Oh, never mind.
Congratulations to the winner.
Yeah.
Insert name here. But yeah, we didn't, I'm sure that we're going to talk about the Unity on the live, so I don't want to spend a ton of time on that, but because I'm sure we'll get after a lot of that. But it was a good time, in case we didn't talk about it. And hopefully we have some video up on Patreon of what I shot when I was walking around, stuff like that. So, all right, well, I have a couple emails, but before I do that, remember, there is a timestamp. If you don't want to listen to the banter, jump ahead. Probably be somewhere in the 20s. You know, I'm just saying, it could happen. Also, we are on Patreon. We would love the support. You can jump on there on Tier 1, and I'm going to send you an autographed poster. Or Tier 2 will get you all of the videos plus the poster of our live videos of our shows, and then Tier 3 will get the poster, the live videos shows, plus our special Patreon videos that we only shoot for Patreon. That's Tier 3. So if you're a member, I appreciate you guys. If you're a free member, because we've had several free members join up, please jump up a tier so I can send you a poster.
Do it.
Just get on it. No, I'm just, I understand times are tough, and you know, you're trying to make ends meet at home, but man, I would love the support, because it does help us out quite a bit. And we get to give away free shit at paranormal cons, paracons or Paraunity. We gave away everything we had. We gave away. It was all free. Buttons, stickers, postcards, all that stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, check us out on Patreon. Anything else? Perfectly Picked Games. You heard the ad at the beginning. Go check them out. It's getting to that season. It's going to be a great Christmas gift. Give a subscription to Perfectly Picked Games. Yeah?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a few answers on the trivia questions from the last two Clowntobers. So unfortunately those, and I love it that they emailed us in. Peter and Lance both submitted to those, but since they're Patreon people, they were going to be in that raffle anyway. Peter got the one he sent for the first one, which was the episode 6, the Puckwudgie episode, is the one that we found the voice, and then the camera fell. And of course, the squonk was the second answer. That is what Matt and Logan said that Bose would be. He'd be the cryptid, the squonk, because he's sad and whines and cries all the time. So yeah, if you sent in, I appreciate it. If you didn't, that's fine too. If you're part of the Patreon, you went into that raffle anyway. So, all right, I want to hit a couple of text messages and a couple of emails. Let's start off with this one, which came in earlier in October. But like I said, we're recording ahead. We got the live and all that stuff was going on. But Rodney emailed in, and the fucking Rocker Chick squeaked out another vote for the Battle of Louisiana.
What?
Yeah, so she ended up with, what is that, 5? 5
sure.
to 2 to 1?
5 to 2 to 1.
Yeah, so Rodney, thank you for the email. Appreciate it. What else I got? I got him starred, so I remember. Zach, you guys remember Zach Thornburg? Mm-hmm. Here's his email. I can't remember what all's in here because it's been a minute since I read it. It says, hey, my favorite trio of spooky storytellers and co-host and future ghost, just Logan. Hope all is well with everyone. First, let me address something. Golden J. The reason the Rocker Chick got my vote was because she did, in fact, sing.
Yep.
And it was creepy. They were all creepy in general, but something about her story just stood out. And the singing. And he laughed. He said, ha, 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 ha. The singing. Clowntober, I don't know what it is about clowns, freak shows, or what, but damn, it gives me the creeps. Really, really enjoying Clowntober stories so far, and as usual, I listen bright and early on my way to work every Wednesday morning, because starting your day on a creepy side is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Clowns. Y'all ever see the Terrifier movies with Art the Clown? Mm-hmm. First off, they're extremely violent and gory, not for the faint of heart, or if you have a weak stomach. Wife and I saw part 3 the other day, and the amount of children that were brought in, I don't know if they were being punished or what. Mm-hmm. But seeing little kids freak out and hold on to their parents made me laugh. Sorry, kids.
Funny.
This wasn't the Joker movie or a nice clown family film, but even some adults were struggling through it. Found it comical in a way. Read into that what you will. I know you all enjoy some heavy tunes. Ever hear of a band called Ice Nine Kills? You guys ever heard of that?
Yes.
I knew you had. Have you ever heard of Ice Nine Kills?
I don't think so.
Golden J, you may or may not have seen stuff. Zach, I have. I love Ice Nine Kills. Especially the Grave Mistake is my personal favorite. A heavy metal band where the songs are based off of horror movies and books. And they're heavy. Check out It's the End and A Work of Art. Goes along with the clown theme. Or just enjoy the screamy music in general. Their past 2 albums cover just about every movie I grew up on horror-wise. All right, ready? J-Dub.
Uh-oh.
There ain't no law when you're drinking the claws. We've been mostly drinking them since they don't set as heavy as beer or like craft beers. So I get why you mentioned that your husband drinks them. Took 18 before I could feel my legs once.
Oh, my.
I know this has been a ramble, but as always, love the show, love the banner, never change it. Always look forward to every week. Cheers to you all. ZT from SC.
Aw.
There's no laws when you're drinking the claws.
No.
All right. I got another one here from your favorite clown, Art the Clown, or as we call him, ISOCAM.
Hey.
When I was in middle school during that 2016 time frame, we had a date set in September. I believe that some clown group was going to show up to the school and stare through the windows.
Ew.
They had been going around to schools and doing that while getting away before the cops could tell them to skedaddle. Sadly, they never showed up at our school. I thought it would have been cool to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, that he sent that right after the Clown Panic episode. All right. I think that's about it as far as emails. Shanna did email through the Patreon, said she's really excited for the live episode. We'll have a full house that night. Our family, our big trick-or-treat night. When it's over, we'll have a big family dinner and listen to the show.
Yay.
Nice.
I texted her back and I said, yeah, great. No pressure there. All right. So today's episode, as we record this, was the clown movie episode. And Lance texted me and said, let me tell you that Monster Energy feels amazing coming out your nose first thing in the morning. Context, imagining you kissing Jack Sparrow. So yeah, we went on and texted. I actually asked him because as I was listening back to that, I'm like, man, I know Mark Hamill did the Joker voice, but as I was listening to it, I'm like, I think I said all of the animated stuff, and I think that I ran into a couple things where he didn't do all of the animated. He did a bunch of it, but so I asked Lance because he is actually big on that DC and Batman and stuff like that. By the way, I didn't show this to you, but he sent me a Funko Pop from the 89 well, it's not from, but it's of the 89 Batman when he crashes the plane and his face is all bloody.
Oh.
He sent me a Funko Pop of that.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah. Because he knows, he listens to Golden 80s, and we were talking about Michael Keaton and Batman and how we seen it like 100 times at the drive-in and shit. Well, we saw it one time, but we were there for 100 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Wonder what we were doing.
Ew.
Eating popcorn in the back seat, talking about our future. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he did say that Mark Hamill was the Joker in most of it, but he wasn't the first choice. That Tim Curry was the first choice, but it just didn't fit right. And then Mark asked, he was doing another voice, and Mark asked about trying out for it, and he's been at it ever since. So just wanted to clear that up.
All right.
What else we got? Zach did text or IM me today about the clown movies. He says, I've got 18 minutes left on the podcast, but I'm secretly judging you since you've never seen the It movie. He said that you and Rocker Chic need a weekend of binge watching horror movies, especially that one. So
I've seen it.
I know you've seen it. Does that mean I got to watch it on my
I
own
went
then?
to the theater and seen
Oh, there we go.
a
Yeah,
couple of them with the boys. So
there you go. There was a lot going on my phone today and the last few days, and I appreciate every bit of it. And I hope I got everybody answered, or at least this gives you an answer to some of the stuff you sent me. Because it is, I try to get to all of them, but I might miss some. So, but yeah, I told Zach that I need to sit down. But I really kind of want to watch that Dahmer versus Gacy.
Oh, boy.
It just sounded so cool. Even listening back to it, I'm like, I think I want to watch that. What do you think?
I'm not watching any more stupid movies with you. I had to sit through that gosh darn Halloween 3.
Yeah, Golden
terrible.
80s did a Halloween 3 with Logan, and we sat down a few days before we recorded that episode, and yeah, what a horrible movie.
Give me Michael Myers any day, but that had nothing to do with him.
Well, I mean, that was the whole point, because it didn't have anything to do with him. That's why we did that one.
That was not a good movie.
Go back and listen to the Golden 80s. It came out on Halloween. If you don't know, we did a double feature that day. You get 2 episodes of Golden 80s. You get the Halloween 3 with Logan, and we did a day in music. That both episodes that come out on Halloween. Go check them out.
Nice.
Yeah. Frankie's keeping me busy.
Yeah, sounds like
Yeah.
it.
Girls, let me ask you this. What is the one thing you will never do again? Oh. It's really, I didn't realize it was going to be that tough of a question.
Mine would be work for a vending place in the freezer. I ruined my hands for a year. My fingernails wouldn't grow and my hands hurt, and yeah. So I would never do that again.
Never?
Never.
Okay.
Even though you like the food that I brought.
Oh, man. She used to bring home boxes of stuff that was about to expire, and we just that's what we'd eat. Egg salad sandwiches prepackaged. Oh, yeah. That's some really... I love free food to boot.
Yeah, me too.
J-Dub's still thinking, what is the one thing you would never do again?
Work at a hospital.
You can't take mine.
You asked me first.
Wait, mine would be work, period.
Yeah.
Really?
At all.
I think for me, it's a little more general. I think there was a lot of opportunities that I might have passed on. I would definitely go back and rehash that. I wouldn't pass over some opportunities because, I don't know whether they would turn out good or bad, but different directions from where I was with a lot of things. So, not marriage, not family, but, band-wise, I had some opportunities when I was younger. And I kind of, that was my belly. I had some opportunities when I was younger that I kind of passed on, but I might have, not done that again. I might have went ahead and taken them, see where we can go with it. So,
gotcha.
Anyway, all right. All right, are you guys ready to get into today's story?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you're on. Well, you're the captain of this ship.
I am.
God, that's scary as fuck, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Very scary. We're going to sink.
Welcome to Titanic 2.5.
All right. Well, tonight we are going to Christiansburg, Virginia.
Hey, we're going to Virginia?
Yeah. Thanks to Dakota for giving me this idea.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is the story of the Black Sisters. Are you ready?
Not because they're black.
No. I'll tell you why. The three sisters were called the Black Sisters because they wore all black clothing. They wore black dresses, shoes, gloves, hats, and veils, as though they were going to a funeral or mourning. Because of the way they dressed and the fact that they only came out at night, they quickly became the talk of the town. Most folks said they were witches. Their names were Mary Sneed, Carolyn Martin, and Virginia Wardlaw.
So none of them last names were black.
No.
I kind of figured that it was the Black Sisters because their last names were
And
black.
they're not sisters.
And they're not sisters.
No, they are. Well,
Oh, I thought they all
I guess
had
they really didn't
last
say that.
name.
But I think that's like maybe their married names.
Oh, maybe.
It's kind of like on for Only Murders in the Building. They have like the brother sisters. Their last name is Brother.
Oh.
Mary and Caroline came to Christiansburg around 1902 to help their sister Virginia run the Montgomery County Female Academy.
That sounds like I want to be a security guard at the Female Academy.
It's rumored that folks in town were downright terrified of these women. They only came out at night, most likely because they didn't want anyone to know about what they were doing in secret. In one report, it was said that they used to lock the mailman in a room and go through his stuff whenever he delivered the mail. Then they would threaten to kill him if he told anybody. It was also reported by a cab driver that the sisters asked him to take them out to the local cemetery where they would perform some type of ritual on one of the graves.
Mm-hmm.
There were also many rumors of people and animals going missing in relation to the sisters. One being the disappearance of an, at the time, controversial, illegitimate baby birth by one of the students at the school. That wasn't the only baby to go missing, though. Sometime later, Carolyn's daughter came to town and married her first cousin. Shortly after, she became pregnant, and later her husband was found burned to death in his bed. The police found his clothes were soaked in kerosene, and even though the sisters had taken out a large insurance policy on him, they were not seen as suspects in his death at that point. Which makes no sense, but hey. After this, it was up to the Black sisters to take care of her and the baby. It sounds like they didn't do a very good job of it. The baby also went missing. Then about a year later, she was found drowned in a bathtub after yet another large insurance policy was taking it out on her. After all these events occurred, the sisters left town for New Jersey. Soon after that arrival, the authorities caught up with them. The police searched the school and then their home, where they found several human remains on the grounds, and the missing baby was found in the old well.
Ew.
Carolyn was convicted of murder and sentenced to 7 years in a mental hospital, where she later died. Mary pleaded guilty, but got off on a technicality, and after that she fled to Colorado. Finally, Virginia starved herself to death before she ever saw the judge. After this, you'd think this is the end of the story, but it's not. It's reported that the spirits of the Black sisters haunt 2 locations in Christiansburg, Virginia. The first being the old Christiansburg High School and Middle School that was built on top of the grounds of the old academy that the old academy was built on. So the school was built on.
The female academy was built on...
No.
No.
The Christiansburg High School and Middle School was built on top of where
the girls' academy was.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
Gotcha.
We're good.
So here's a few stories from that.
Oh.
When I went up to Christiansburg Middle School, it was around 98 or 99. There were all kinds of rumors about people seeing or hearing things in the school and people talking about the Black sisters. I remember one time I had left class to go to use the bathroom. I always felt creeped out going places in the school by myself. Heading there, I saw what looked like a shadow at the end of the hall dart away. I remember thinking that was really odd. As I was using the bathroom, I started hearing what sounded like a lady whispering or chanting. I finished my business and took off back to class as fast as I could. Another experience.
That's what you want while you're trying to take a deuce, isn't it?
Exactly. It's
Like,
ah!
oh man, it's right there. And what the fuck is that?
And
It'll
you're
just really? Because I think it'd make it crawl back up, and I'd be pissed because we're like, you just trying to get out of there. I'm just saying.
I know. I totally get it.
Good for her, getting her business done and getting the fuck
Getting
out.
Yep. Let's see. Another experience was back in 1998 and 99. I was working at the middle school as a service worker. I spent many late nights working at the school, moving and helping clean. One night, another lady and I were cleaning the downstairs of the main building when we heard what sounded like something being scooted across the floor above us. We were the only ones there. We went upstairs to check, and we found that every door that we had previously locked was now unlocked. After locking everything back up, we headed back down the stairs, and it felt like someone was on my shoulder the entire time coming back. I couldn't wait to get out of there that night.
Ew.
Another experience was back when I was around 12. We lived in Kentucky, and my parents took us on vacation. Our destination took us through Virginia. Dad had some friends in the area, so we stopped for a visit. We knew his kids, so we all went to play at the school that was just up the road. As the five of us were playing, my sister kind of zones out, looking at the school. We laughed and kept playing. She starts walking slowly over to the windows. We start yelling at her, but she doesn't seem to acknowledge our existence. Our friend was the oldest, 15, and he runs over to her and turns her by her shoulders. She looked confused and said she was supposed to go in. The whispers told her to. She later explained she heard ladies whispering, telling her to come inside and find them.
So they could murder her.
That's kind of spooky. Kind of spooky.
I don't think I like that.
Let's see. One of the custodians said she was working one night cleaning the gymnasium where the well was said to be. This well is where I want to say it's Osie's baby, which was the daughter, was supposed to have been found, as well as the remains of a few others. It's even said that if you put your ear to the floor in the gym, you can hear a baby crying.
Ugh.
That night, the lady had just finished cleaning the building, left and came back for something, and noticed child's handprints all over the last window she cleaned. She cleaned it again, and to her horror, the handprints reappeared.
Right in front of her?
Right in front of her.
Good Lord.
Oh.
Let's see. This one, they went to a Thursday JV football game. They opened the school for bathrooms. My friend and I walked down to the office and sat at the bottom of the stairs. Not all the lights were on, and upstairs was dark. We were sitting talking, and all of a sudden, a small pebble fell from the top of the steps in the middle of us. No one else could be seen around us or at the top of the stairs. Needless to say, we left swiftly.
Yeah.
We know about those pebble things, and that kind of freaks you out a little bit.
Yeah.
We had ice thrown at us in the dock a couple days ago.
Ice.
Yeah, ice. Ice. Just saying.
Who threw it at you?
I don't know. It came dropping out the ceiling.
Oh, jeez. Frozen pipes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it didn't sound as creepy if you just say frozen pipes.
Another experience, let's see, they grew up in West Virginia, but my aunt would often visit for a week or so, and she was from Virginia. So naturally, I grew up on stories about the infamous Black Sisters. She told me one story about a time when her friend was leaving work late. It was around 10 p.m. Not many was out that night. She looked up and was walking across the street to her car. There was heaviness in the air. She looked around because something didn't feel right, but saw nothing. She unlocked her car and got inside in a hurry and locked the doors. As she was pulling out of the parking lot, she saw the three Black Sisters.
Oh.
They were walking down the sidewalk. My God.
Sound like me.
They were walking down the sidewalk, dressed up, their classic black dresses and black veils, but seemed to be floating. She sat there in shock, just completely spellbound. They floated along, looking straight ahead, and right before her very eyes, they simply vanished. She was a manager at the store and worked there for many years till she retired. That never happened before or after. And then the other location said to be haunted by the Black Sisters is Sunset Cemetery. Just down the road from where the school was. It is said that the sisters would come here to perform rituals late at night. One experience from there was some kids were bored one night driving around trying to think of something to do. Back in the 90s when we came up on Sunset Cemetery. Remembering the legend of the Black Sisters, was decided to go find Virginia's grave and test out the legend that if you walk in circles three times around her grave, she will appear. We found the grave and walked 3 circles around it laughing. Nothing happened. A little bummed out, we walked back to the car. That's when we noticed what looked kind of like a person, but it was completely black and charging towards us. We both screamed and ran for the car. When we got to the car, we noticed it was gone and got the heck out of there. Another story that took place at the cemetery was a couple of young boys vandalized Virginia's grave, spray painted all over it one night back in the 80s. The next morning, it was completely cleaned off. People believed it had a spell on it, or that the ghost of Virginia removed it. Have a couple more.
She's like, damn kids.
Get off my yard!
These people lived an hour from this part of Virginia where the legendary 3 Black Sisters incident happened. One night, they were visiting, having a girls' night. They were all sitting around watching scary movies when it started to storm. Nothing major, just low rumbling. The power goes out, and they start talking about ghostly things. And then one of the girls has the idea of daring the other one to go inside the Black Sisters cemetery.
In the middle of a storm.
In the middle of a storm.
Well, that's just dumb in general. Why do you don't go out in the rain?
Maybe they have an umbrella.
Get your tootsies all wet.
I hate wet socks.
They drove down there and got out. Strangeness filled the place. They go in with a flashlight, shining around. I see a ball of light. It's circling a headstone. I ran out, telling Jamie. She laughs, and we go back. I showed her where it was, and it was circling what she said was the first sister's grave.
Jeez.
You get that a lot with a ball of light going around on top of gravestones.
Yeah.
So that's my story of the Black Sisters.
Do you think that the Hocus Pocus girls is kind of based off the Black Sisters?
Could possibly be. I did see where they said that they were going to make a movie about the Black Sisters. I don't know if that's... I didn't look into it.
All I can think about is when you were talking the one story of the woman who locked herself in the car and then saw them coming down the street or coming down the sidewalk. That's all I could think about was the Hocus Pocus girls, doing their little sides, their little sidestep thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's stupid. I don't know why that'd be what I thought, but
Well, when she said that they looked like they were floating, it reminds me of like in the movie The Craft when the girl gets all the magic and then she's like floating.
But then, is that the one where like her feet are like dragging as she's coming across? Yeah. The Craft was such a great movie.
You don't even exist to me.
But I love it because the idea came from Dakota, and he grew up with those stories.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
yeah.
he gave me a couple of other ideas too. So
really?
We'll throw those out later.
Okay. You're going to keep giving him props then, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
The Black Sisters.
The Black Sisters.
Now, as you've done your little bit of research on all that and picked up those stories, how much of that do you think is folklore?
I believe that there were probably 3 sisters and they probably dressed like that. But more of the research said that there was never actually a well, just...
Yeah, the odds and ends stuff, yeah.
But you just don't know. Things get covered up over time. My thing was that they were never charged with any of the deaths. I mean, his body was covered in kerosene, and what did he do? Pour it on himself and light it? It just doesn't make any sense that they weren't charged.
In Halloween 3, the guy did that. He poured gasoline on himself and
lit
on fire.
He
blew
did.
up his car, yeah.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Thanks for reminding me.
Oh man, I don't know. Sometimes you get into these stories and but was this like the same time frame as like the Salem witch trials when everybody thought witches were? I mean, what was the years on that? Do you remember?
No.
Sorry, I'm in true crime brain mode at the moment. Yeah, been working on my murder story and trying to get some things worked out in my head, and that's where my brain is at, and that's seriously. I mean, when you do a true crime podcast, when you do the stories like the girls used to tell the stories, I would sit and listen to them, and my brain would just focus on, well, why was it like this, or no, how come nobody asked about this, or different shit like that. So that's why I'm asking if it
was in the middle of the 1800s. Is all I got.
That's about the same time frame, isn't it? I mean. When was the Salem witch trials? J-Dub's going to look it up. Who was it that one of Ashley or Alicia's family members was part of that? I can't remember which one. Hit me up, United States Paranormal at gmail.com if you remember that episode.
Well, the start date was 1692.
Oh, okay. Why was I thinking it was the 1800s? All right. Okay. So... kind of blows that theory.
You're all right.
It's all good. I'm just
You're
theorizing. Just theorizing a little bit.
Did that go too fast?
Yes, you went really, really, really quick. So
really,
now
really quick.
now you have to banter at the end of your show.
I have to banter.
No, it's all good.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and thanks for Dakota for bringing it up.
Yeah, thank you.
I know there's a couple more that he brought up.
He
so
did.
I
Yeah,
look
and
forward
I've got
to
him
hearing
here,
those
so I'll be ready for
next week.
No, it'd be your J-Dub and
I'm next
your time.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll get into that in a couple weeks. J-Dub will be next week. I'll be the week after. Maybe I'll get a guest and do for my week. Yeah, let's cheat.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. All right. Well,
Short and sweet.
short and sweet.
That's what I am.
It might be a little bit rotten in there too.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, you guys have anything else you want to say? Want to the listeners out there?
I just want to really say thank you to Mason and Dakota for coming up and seeing us, meeting us face to face, surprising us with that, and spending the whole day at Para-Unity with us.
Yeah.
It wasn't very big. Hopefully that event gets bigger as time goes on.
Right.
And they get a little bit more advertisement. But yeah, it was a good weekend. So
It was a good weekend. A lot of fun.
I never want to hear another ping pong ball on the concrete, though. Never. Oh, that's my never again.
Never again. All right. Well, I want to thank all the listeners for all your feedback through Clowntober. It sounds like you guys had a good time. Hopefully you got all your merch bought that you wanted to get, because as of now it is off of the market. It has been pulled.
missed out if you didn't get us.
November
Snooze, you
Pretty
lose.
cool.
That's right. It's a good piece of artwork right there.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary clown.
All right, guys. Keep it kooky, keep it spooky, and I'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Golden 80s, The Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, and a quart of books and booze, all of which can be found at goldenmojoent.com or wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.